Hi guys, we've just got the 5 colours that I'm going to try to do a really simple piece with. Maybe a touch of shea, then some sunny, some messy, some beautiful brown Howard and some sandy. I'm just going to lay it out in a really slack way, and just so that you can see what the light is coming through and the process of laying this chiffon down. It's such a beautiful, in here, what a lovely container is just 100% isopropyl. Put a bit of that around. And it's not imperative that you do this first. You can do your chiffons first. Ultimately, it's not really going to matter. Now, I want to get some sky and sea going at both ends, so I'm going to put a little bit of messy. Oh, did I say a little bit? I will go and use my pipettes as I should have in the first place. But anyway, we'll spread that around. And I want to do the same down the bottom as well. Just spreading it around. I'm actually liking the texture that the glue formed, because I'm working across it not working across it, because I'm working in the same direction as it. Look at that. Can you go in there a bit closer, Sunny? Thank you. Sunny, my little shadow and cameraman. Okay, I'm just going to leave that for now. If I get it too thin, you'll get way too much spectrum showing through. If I do it too thick, you won't even know that I'm playing on a substrate that's any different to the average substrate, but we all know that this is absolutely sensational. And this is why the chiffon works so well. It's almost like they intuitively know where to thicken up and know where to be thin. Not a lot of thinking going into this one at all. Although I do believe if we really think about some of the things that we would like to paint, I'm doing it again. I've got the pipette ready to do it so I have more control, yet I still grab those big bottles. There's a little bit there and a little bit down here, and I'm just going to blow it slightly with a little air. Can you see that with the camera, sweetheart? Good boy. You really are a wonderful helper. And I'll just do that down on the bottom as well. You're still watching it, buddy? Good boy. You're the best helper Nanny could have, aren't you? Oh, and look, I've got the bottom of it dripping now. I'm going to try to make it resemble the top a little bit, so we'll push it back that way. Now I can already see some of the spectrum poking out, and I don't think it's quite enough down the bottom, so I'm going to just put in a little bit more alcohol and blow some of that ink away, because working with this stuff, it's the show of the substrate that's more important than the ink. So you're sort of learning to work a little bit backwards in priorities. There we go. Let's get rid of those drippy bits because they never look great. Now, Sunny, can you... Oh, hang on. Nanny's got a big lake happening at the bottom. Is that better, little mate? You think it's better? Get rid of this strip? Yeah. Oh. There we go. How's that? Now I'm just going to run a little bit of brown and a little bit of green through the middle. As I say, I want this to be a really... I'll go with brown first. I want this to be just a really basic landscape. I may not even... Just across there, little hump of interest. And then I'm going to blow part of it back off. Let's see how we go. It'll either work or it'll get out of control. And either way, we all know how we save and rework with this glorious alcohol ink, hey? It's a blessing for all of us, this alcohol ink. Okay. I've gone a little bit too much over to the edge there. We'll fix that up in a second. Can you see what Nanny's doing there, darling? Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to put just a touch of green and pretty much blow it straight off too, I think. Now, this probably seems ludicrous to be working so simply. But you can get really, really involved and do more complex work once everybody's got a handle on how this precious stuff works. Now I'm just going to blow a bit down there. I've messed that up a little, but pointless wasting too much time because this is not going to be a keeper. But I can already see some lovely light happening. You'll notice it too. I'm just going to put a little bit more of Miss Missy down here where I've got the blues mismatched. I really don't need to. I think you've actually got the handle on it. You can see how it's done already, but I just feel the need to. Oh, that's not great anyway, but that's fine. It's a demo. Now, what we're going to do is, my little helper is going to come with me over to the light because this is not a very well lit part of the playroom. Now, please excuse the mess because I've been sick and Irby's has been run off her feet. So if you follow me around here, Sonny will go and show everyone what happens when we walk under the light. Are you still watching no, not your feet? Because I'd like the people to see what happens, how it changes as we hit the light. You're a good boy, thank you. Can you pull that cord for Nanny, please, darling? Okay, everybody. Now, a couple of seconds work, really. And, I don't have to wash any of the ink off. This is playing really nicely with just a couple of seconds work. Now, if I took more off, I think it becomes gaudy. You just get too much of that spectrum. You look like you're looking at a great big manufactured rainbow. That's not what we want. Got to work it out nicely with how much we want. But imagine the ideas. There's just not enough time in the day, and with me being sick and Herb's been so camera crazy, we just haven't had enough time to do heaps of these for you. But can you see what's happening? Is just tilting it slightly and it's showing up all of these magnificent colours from underneath the chiffon. It's a match made in heaven. Like serendipity is just knocked on her head. Look at this. I shouldn't say that. She works incredibly hard. Never got a head out of the ink or a book. Isn't that beautiful? It's just so subtle. I'll take it back over and flood it with alcohol so that you can see what happens. Please don't go away, buddy. I want you to take the camera back off me as we go across to show the people what it's like when we take more ink back off. And it'll give you an idea of what happens if you use regular ink too. It doesn't have the pigment to hide what it needs to hide, or to mask what it needs to mask. So it's just the most incredible marriage. It really is a system, the two of them together. So here we go, Sonny, my little bunny. I'm rather funny, aren't I, Sonny Bunny? Okay, follow Nanny down here. And find a little place to be where you can show the people what it's like when we take some colour back out. Okay, I've got the alcohol in my fancy hairdresser bottle. Yeah, you know, we're scientists in this house. And I'm just going to run some through the middle and some through the bottom. And you will see what it looks like when there's too much taken off, and then I'll take an excess off after that. So can you see the wetness there, Sonny? Mm-hmm. Okay, that means the people can see the alcohol running through. Now I will blow some off from the middle. This is not a very strong airbrush system. It's deliberately gentle, actually. Irby's got herself a gun down there. It's like a Winchester, honestly. Here we go. Getting a totally different look, but I've taken a lot more of that. Can you see that reflecting more from there? Yes, you can. Okay, we'll walk over. Thank you, Sonny. We'll walk back over to the light like we did before. And watch the cords, mate. You don't want to trip over here and bump that noggin. Good boy. Now, are you starting to see it shine more brightly from where you are? Yeah? Thank you. You're awesome. Oh, did I ink on you? I'm sorry.
That's okay. The paint just touched me while we were moving.
And this is what you get when you take a little bit more off. It's still pretty. Little bit too spectrumy, rainbowy down the bottom, but
I'm just gonna wash my hands off.
No, don't knock, sweetheart. Can you not wash it off yet? Because we're going to do this one more time. But look at these lovely things. I'm actually not put off by that texture of the glue. It sort of plays really well with everything. And this is not an art of perfection. But if I started shooting some pictures here for prints, I've got so many different, and this is moving the camera across. You're getting some nice different things. This is tilting it without moving the camera at all. So let me get back a bit further. So from that angle, just tilting it, there's a picture, another picture, another picture, another picture. I just can't stop oohing and ahhing. It's absolutely incredible. Now I'm going to get Sunny to come and we're going to do one last take off of the chiffon, and you can see what happens when we've taken way too much off. Okay, little buddy, here we go again. Don't trip on that. There you go, you're an awesome boy. Awesome boy. Now, can you see what Nan's doing? Okay, I'm going to run some more. I might run some at the top. Take some of the colour in the sky out. I was just about to take the camera off, Sunny, and use it as an airbrush. I think it's going to be a while before I can actually think properly again. Now, I'm not manoeuvring this or doing anything special. I'm just trying to reduce the amount of pigment that's still there, and I'm going to do the same on the bottom. If I wanted it to be nice, I'd have to very carefully come into where the mountain range top is, but you don't want to be sitting watching it muck around like that. It's not necessary. You see how I'm just washing the pigment out. So down the bottom here, it's getting towards what it would be with, you know, your Adirondacks, Pinatas, your regular inks, which are all beautiful, but different horses for different courses. I've always taught my children. Now, this is the last thing. You can probably already tell that with the bottom, this is how it's going to be. Very, very spectrumy. I actually still really like it. Thank you, darling. Okay. See, with less of an ink load, you're getting a lot more of a spectrum, which doesn't really lend itself to a landscape. But if you're clever, and this is where you've got to put your thinking cap on, you tilt it before you take your photos and take that light up to the top. Can you see that? Just by tilting, as I watched that piece of spectrum that I was on, I was able to take it up to the top. Now I'm taking it across there as if this blue is the top of another set of mountains. You've just got light coming over the hill, and I move it a bit more and I've got more. And then move down the page, tilt, and down the bottom is way too much rainbow. Oh, sorry, my voice is going again. Let me play with this particular rainbow. Doesn't look too good at the bottom, but look as we take it up to the ridges. It softens. It's almost like it plays with that paint. And then it's going up there, and we will have a rainbow up here. There we go. How special is that? I'm in awe of this girl. I really am. She's the most amazing person I've ever known. And she's got a beautiful, beautiful heart. Yes, I'm a nanny in love with her grandchildren. There we go. Can you get more beautiful than that? I'm lost for words. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope I'll be able to do lots more of these, and we can work more as a team. There you go. Bye.